Everyone loves to quote Camus, but few understand the cruelty behind his words. Because this isn't about being intelligent or foolish, it's about ego. The endless compulsion to dominate a conversation, to win a debate, to be the last voice echoing in the room. And in that noise, truth quietly dies. When did being right become more important than being real? When did you start confusing certainty with safety? What would happen if you stopped defending your thoughts for one day? Would you still know who you are? You claim to love truth, but do you love it when it contradicts you? When it humiliates you? When it tears your favorite ideas apart? What if your knowledge is just well-decorated fear? What if every argument you win pushes you further from silence? You say you want meaning, but can you live without the applause of being right? Can you tolerate the void of not having the final word? Every time you correct someone, what are you really fixing? Their mistake or your insecurity? You talk about reason and logic, but your tone always trembles. You say it's about truth, but you can't stand the sound of losing. Maybe you don't seek understanding at all. Maybe you seek confirmation that your mask still fits. And here's the cruel part. If you stopped needing to be right, you might finally notice how little you actually know. There comes a moment when every argument collapses, not because the other person wins, but because you finally hear the echo of your own voice. The tone, the need, the desperation behind every clever sentence. You start to realize it was never about truth. It was about not feeling small. You look around and see the debris. Relationships turned into debates, love reduced to correction, connection murdered by the need to be right. And then comes the silence, not the peaceful kind, the kind that humiliates you. Because in that silence, you see what you've become. A collector of words, a soldier of intellect, a beggar for recognition. What are you defending, really? An idea? A wound? A ghost that whispers, if you're wrong, you disappear. The breakdown doesn't look like enlightenment. It looks like confusion, like forgetting what side you were arguing for, like realizing that none of your reasons ever made you less lonely. There's no dignity in this moment, only the nakedness of not knowing. And once you taste that, once you feel how fragile your certainty is, you can never go back. You see it now, how ridiculous it all was. All those debates, those rehearsed sentences, that hunger to be the one who knew. You were never chasing truth. You were building a cage and calling it intellect. Every opinion was a brick, every certainty another wall, and behind it, a terrified child pretending to be wise. Why did you think being right made you real? Why did you equate surrender with weakness? The truth is mercilessly simple. The self that needs to be right doesn't exist. It's a ghost made of reactions, a defense mechanism wearing philosophy as perfume. You call it me, but it vanishes the moment you stop defending it. Watch closely how the need to respond fades into stillness, how the fire of argument dies without fuel. There's no victory here, no moral, no applause, just the quiet humiliation of awareness. You're not the voice that argues. You're the silence that listens. And from this silence, you finally see others, not as opponents, but as mirrors of your own confusion. It's strange, isn't it? You spent your life trying to be understood, only to discover that understanding requires no words at all. There's a strange peace in not needing to be right. A quiet that doesn't depend on victory. The world keeps arguing, but you no longer join. You just watch. The noise, the certainty, the fear dancing together in endless circles. You smile, not out of arrogance, but out of recognition. You've been there. You know what it costs to be right. Now you choose something else. Not surrender, not defeat, just stillness. And in that stillness, something beautiful happens. Understanding returns without effort, without need. The mind rests, the ego dissolves, and truth simply breathes.